And then obviously you bring up the incredibly sad elephant in the room in Detroit.
Yeah.
It's like you get this big of an ass beating on national television against the Dallas Cowboys. You would hope you'd be able to celebrate at Applebee's for at least a few days.
Sure.
Call in some Pizza Hut, hop in your 2,500 heavy-duty Ram truck, go out to the fields and have a blast because the Detroit Lions are so damn dominant over a team that was supposed to be great. But instead here, the loss of Hutch, I mean, this is a
killer
heartbreaker, man. And I think even the people in Dallas felt that. Like in Jerry World, whenever they seen what was happening, as soon as Hutch has the contact with the Detroit Lions guy with his left leg. He knows immediately. Taking off the gloves, the reaction, him staying down. Hutch is a dog, not going to stay down ever. He's going to try to get off the field. Was a big indicator. But man, that is heartbreaking in Detroit. How do you feel, Foxy? And we would like to let the entire Detroit Lions fan base know everybody is bummed out. And to Hutch, Godspeed, brother. We are going to miss the shit out of watching you play football.
How do I feel? Honestly, I don't know how to feel because, Pat, you guys just laid out all of those stats. This team has everything. We got the run game. We got the O-line. Goff is playing such good football. St. Brown, J-Mo, defense is buzzing, and this team revolves around Aidan Hutchinson. The offense is good enough. We're going to get a lead. And then what do? You send Hutch to attack the quarterback, and then the defense, the cornerbacks, they're going to get picks. And that's what this team revolved around. And when you don't have Hutch, I mean, if you were to ask me, who would be the worst player to lose on this team? I'd say number 1, Jared Goff. Number 2, Aidan Hutchinson, because he's the heart and soul of the team. He's the hometown kid. And for him to go out like that is an absolute killer. But as MCDC will say, we just got to bounce back. And Brad Holmes has been such a good GM since he's been in Detroit. So I'm hoping and expecting him to make a move. Let's send some picks. Let's go get a pass rusher because this team has it. We can win the Super Bowl, and losing Aidan Hutchinson is an absolute killer.
Okay, so I appreciate your entire take on that from a Detroit Lions fan, and everything you say we would like to echo as well about Hutchinson. But him going and making a move and bringing in a pass rusher.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, let's say he's there for a couple of years. Him and Hutch both next year then?
Come on.
You can make it. You're in that window now. Let's go get a Super Bowl. This is what life is like as a Lions fan, as opposed to, 4 years ago?
No, and that's why this is so crazy. We just beat the Dallas Cowboys 47-9 in Jerry World. We had lost to the Cowboys 6 times in a row, and I'm sitting here kind of bummed out still. That makes no sense for Lions fans.
It does suck. It does suck. And once again, Detroit Lions fans have a lot of calluses. They'll be able to handle this and move on. We will miss Hutch for sure. But it is funny that the Lions now are in, we need to go on a run. That's the beauty of football.
It is, and we used all these draft picks to build this team. Now I think we need to use future draft picks to bring in an edge rusher.
You know what GMs have said? GMs have said you build your culture, and then you bring in free agents. You can't have your culture be built off the free agents. Feels like now everything is kind of set in stone on who the hell the Detroit Lions are.
Yeah, and there are guys out there we threw this out, and who knows if the Browns would ever do it, but could you imagine if they would move on from Myles Garrett and just completely hard reset in Cleveland and say, you know what, this guy's so good. Let's get him to a team where he can actually win something.
Ty, good to see you, brother.
Hey, good to be back.
Holy hell.
Good to be back.
Are you worried in the NFC North the Detroit Lions are an absolute wagon, pal?
I don't know if I'd say I'm worried just because I'm very confident in the Packers as well. But yeah, the Lions are the real deal. I mean, but you mentioned it. It does suck, knowing Foxy, knowing Lions fans and everything, having all this go your way and actually recognizing, not just doing before the season starts, this could be a team that we could make a run. We could win the Super Bowl. We've seen several weeks now. This is a team that can go and do it. And for Hutch to go down, but we also talked about it. It's far-fetched to imagine, but what about Max Crosby? He said in the past, hey, I wouldn't. The only other team. I'm not saying anything about that.
Bring him home.
I was going for that.
You're not allowed to say his name.
I'm not saying anything detrimental about him. I'm just saying, and it would take an absolute haul to get him out of Vegas, but they are in a window now. The Lions are in a window. So if it means 2 first-round picks, 3 first-round picks to get a guy like Max Crosby, maybe they do.
Send them.
This one's from Noah at Twitchy Teat. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but the Lions need to trade every pick they can to get Max Crosby. Hutch has over half of their total sacks and pressures. They needed someone before, and they really need someone now. The Super Bowl window is this year and next year. Fuck them picks. Foxy, everybody's on the same page up there in Detroit?
Yep. Couldn't agree more. I trust Brad Holmes. I trust MCDC. I trust that they'll make a move. We just don't want to look at the end of the season and say, hey, week 6 against the Cowboys really set us back and ruined the season.
Draft very well.
Yes.
Have drafted very well. But if you drafted Max Crosby with one of your next 2 first-round picks, I think people in Detroit would say, good draft pick, right?
Great draft pick, yes.
So I don't like the whole conversation about, you're losing the future. And it's we'll just view that pick as Max Crosby.
Part of your future.
Now we're rolling.
Also,
quarterbacks.
And even more so now when it's hey, we're fucking good. So we're going to be picking 29, 32. We're not going to have a top 5 pick, so it doesn't matter.
As someone who has a generational pass rushers that they root for and has seen him been out, and in those games they are 1-10 when he is out. Now the Lions have a much better offense in that time period, but still you're going to want to go get a guy.
Could you imagine 2 ones for Max Crosby to go back to Detroit?
We'll do it in a heartbeat.
He's
Absolutely.
So
he is perfect for the culture.
And if you're Tom Telesco, it's 2 ones. Hold on, we can have a conversation.
Max would.
But there's people right now that just heard what we just said.
Yeah.
And Max obviously is a part of this whole conversation. Max, we're not saying, we're just saying people want you in Detroit.
Right.
There's people in the football world that would say we're crazy for even offering that up. And it's
oh yeah,
are we getting fucking Max Crosby out?
Yeah, and
where am I wrong? This guy plays every play. Doesn't he? This guy play literally every single play, and he sets a tone. And he's could you imagine him and Hutch?
Oh my God.
Be nasty. Be probably the best duo.
Yeah,
for the next 2 years?
Even before the injury, if you could tell me I could handpick a single player to put on the Lions, I would have said Max Crosby.
And Max doesn't want to leave the Raiders. He's literally the Raiders' pillar. We're just saying if Holmes was to call Tom Telesco and say 2 ones and
a 2.
Gotta listen.
Right?
You gotta listen.
Yeah.
What was that? 2 ones? 2 ones?
They need a quarterback too. So if you're going to move up in the draft to get a quarterback at 1 or 2, if you have 3 first-round picks.
AJ, you giving 2 ones for Max Crosby if you're the Detroit Lions right now?
Yeah, especially after hearing us, flesh it out and talk about it. Yeah, I'm doing it. No question.
What's the contract? Can they handle it? Can you handle the contract?
A lot of cap space.
Yeah, they got
lots of cap space.
Yeah.
Wow.
Detroit born.
You know how they view draft picks, though, man.
I know, legit. They drew.
How old is Max?
That's part of it.
28.
Say 28. Yeah, 29.
27.
Send it.
Just
What?
This is all ex-players talking right now and fans, right? As ex-player, if you have the cap space and we have a need, I don't give a fuck who we're drafting as player. Next year, the year after, is he going to be better than Max Crosby? We hope. You would hope that's going to be the case. But we got the final product already. The dream and the hope and the possibility and the maybe is here, ready for it. Let's go. Could you fucking fathom that play?
We got to go now. I mean, the offense is so good. I don't know if we can outscore every single team we play without Aidan Hutchinson or a replacement. They got to do something. I don't know what it's going to be, but Max Crosby will be absolutely perfect.
And Hutch probably wants him more than anybody. He's the guy that's going to benefit the most from having Max Crosby.
Oh, so they can't quadruple team me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank God. And he plays, I think it was last week we pulled up that chart of total plays or snaps and pressures. Hutchinson plays damn near every snap as well.
We asked Schefter. Schefter said basically no chance, right? And that's kind of what he said. Let's call him, see if he changes.
Yeah, for now. You know how that changes.
I was going to say until someone calls and asks.
Hey, 2 ones maybe?
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. Holmes, incredible drafter, though.
2 ones.
Would they even need to give 2 ones? What if they gave 1 and some others? 1 and some more.
Second.
Schefter, we're live. We're live.
Okay, we're live.
We are live still. Max Crosby getting traded to the Lions, is it no?
No, not. I don't expect that to happen.
No,
I told you. Here's the thing. People love to play fancy football. You're like, oh yeah, the Lions. Let's trade for Max Crosby. Everybody in Michigan loves it. He went to Eastern Michigan, except there's one problem. The Raiders love Max Crosby. So why are the Raiders going to give him up? I know they have issues. They need a quarterback. I got all that. That makes sense, but it's just not happening.
All right, we appreciate you, brother. You look good.
Chador.
Fuck you.
I feel good.
All right, I'll see you.
What does Shefty know?
He said no chance, boys. Fucking Marks.
Fuck Chef.
Fucking Marks. You guys want to play fantasy football.
Definitely don't fuck.
This is reality, brother.